So today a little bit different. I'm just going to record the MyMaths lesson because I think it's very useful and appropriate. It's got a bunch of interactive things on it. So if you listen to this talk through, and then you can have a go at the exercise yourself. Okay, so doing coordinates today. So we're going to look at describing points, practice, treasure map, plot coordinates, coordinate codes, and beat the clock. This is what I mean about the different interactive things. And we've got to be able to read and plot positive coordinates and look at shapes and patterns in coordinates. Okay, so patterns, we're following on from the sequences stuff that we've done recently. So patterns, sequences, it's all sort of useful and connected. Okay, so let's start with the first one. So how do you describe where this point is? Okay, so this pink point here. So it's at the point 1 across and 1 up. Okay, so you could also say it's 1 across and 4 down from the starting point. Doesn't seem like the obvious thing to say. You could also say 1 up and 4 across out in the bottom right. So 1 up and 4 across from here. Yeah, but we need a way that everyone agrees on. Okay, and if we start from the bottom corner, go first across and then up, 1 across and 1 up. So it's got coordinates 1 and 1. It's really important that you put brackets. It's really important that you put a comma. If you don't put both of those things, then you do not get the marks for coordinates questions. Okay. Right. So we write numbers on the grid lines so we don't have to count them, because otherwise you'd be counting how many across and how many up. So if we put numbers on there, we have got the lines where the numbers appear called the axes. Okay, this isn't a spelling mistake. A singular one would have an I, axis. Axes, not axis. Axes, that's the plural. Okay. And the horizontal axis is the x-axis. And the vertical axis is the y-axis. You've got to have a way of remembering that. My way of remembering it is that an x is like a cross, and it's a cross. And y for sort of yo-yo, and yo-yos go up and down. Okay, so that's how I remember it. And the 0 point in the corner, that is called the origin. So if we click on a point on the grid, if we click up here, what's the coordinates? So I picked a fairly easy one, 4, 4. So let's hope we're right. Yeah. So let's try another one, and I'll pick something slightly different. So now the numbers are different. We've got to think which one comes first. Now, how to remember which one comes first is x comes before y in the alphabet. So how far across the x goes first. So it's going to be 3 and then 2. Okay, let's try another, because there's a couple of different things we can do. So you might look at that and think, well, 4 across, and then I've not gone up at all, so it's just put 4. But you've got to put down that you're 0 up. Okay, so right, we won't try anymore. Hopefully get the idea of that. Right, so now we've got to come up with the coordinates of these places. So the lake, the mine, the cave, and the wood. So it's just how far across and how far up. So 2, 2. The mine is 5 across and 3 up. The cave is 3 across and 3 up. And the wood is 5 across and 5 up. So got all those right, great. Now drag the points to the correct places. Once in place, they will join up to make a shape. So 0 to 4, 0, 4. So 0 across and 4 up. Drag it to there. 4, 6. 4 across and 6 up. 6, 2. So that's 6 across and 2 up. And 2, 0. So 2 across and 0 up. Well, what shape is that going to make? Okay, so what shape is that? Well, a circle's round. A hexagon's got 6 sides. It's got to be a square, isn't it? Squares don't have to be flat. You might think this is a rhombus or a diamond, but they've got 90-degree angles, which means it's a square. Okay, so points on a coordinate grid are often labeled with letters so that you don't have to keep pointing and saying this one or that one, you can just say S or G or O or A or whichever one you mean. So coordinates of point S. Okay, so think about that. Say what it is. Say it out loud. It's 4, 4. K. So find K. There it is. Say what the coordinates are out loud. It's 5, 0. So we can write code using coordinates. So for instance, the word add would be 4, 6, 7, 4, 7, 4. So let's check that. 4, 6, 7, 4, and then same 7, 4. Yeah. So what word is this? Right, so let's have a look. 4, 4. Yes. 5, 0. K. 4, 6. A. 6, 5. T. 2, 7. E. So skate. Great. Okay, so lots of things you can do with coordinates like that. And then we're going to write down the code for sugar. So S is here, 4 across, 4 up. And the U is over here, so 6 across and 2 up. And then the G is here, 3 across and 3 up. The A is here, we've used it a bunch already, so 4 across and 6 up. And the last one, the R, is 5 across and 3 up. Okay, great. So, on to number 6. All right, beat the clock. Answer as many questions as you can in 4 minutes. So, I'll have a quick run through of this, and I would really like it if you have a go at doing this and screenshot anytime you beat my score. Put it in the chat, and I'll be very impressed. Okay, so I've never played this before. I don't even know what the game is, but I'm going to try to beat the clock now. 4 minutes. Let's see what I do. So coordinates. So 5, 4. Okay, and then the coordinates. Right, what do I have for the last? Cool. Right, so it's going to be 4, 4 to make a square there. Halfway between A and B, so it's going to be 2 across and 1 up. To make a square, so square is going to go from here to here. I think it's here, so 3, 1. Halfway between, so it's going to be 0 across and 2 up. Coordinates of A are going to be 5, 3, 5 across and 3 up. Last coordinate of the square is going to be 4, 2, 4 across and 2 up. Halfway between is going to be 3 across and 4 up. Last corner of the square is going to be this one here, 4 across and 2 up. Halfway between is 3 across and 3 up. Coordinates of A, 5 across and none up. Last coordinates of that square is going to be 4 across and 4 up. Halfway between here is 3 across and 3 up. Last corner of this square is going to be, I believe, 4 across and 3 up. Halfway between here is going to be 2, 2. Coordinates of A is going to be 5, 2. Last corner of the square is going to be 2, 4. Halfway between is going to be 3, 0. Last corner of this square is going to be, so it's going to, I believe, 3, 3. A bit difficult when there are diagonal squares like that. Halfway between here, 0 across and 1 up. Coordinates of A is 1, 1. Last corner of this square is going to be 2, 2. Halfway between here is going to be, what's that, 2, 4? Yeah. Last corner of this square is going to be 3, 2. 3 across and 2 up. Halfway between here is going to be 3, 1. Coordinates of A are going to be 3, 1. 4, 2. Halfway between here is going to be 3, 3. Last corner of that square is going to be 4, 2. Halfway between there is going to be 4, 3. That corner is going to be 4, 3. Last corner is going to be 3, 4. Halfway between there is going to be 3, 3. This one, right, so I believe that's going to be 4, 1. Whoops. Halfway between there is going to be 2, 1. Corner there is going to be 4, 1. Last corner there is going to be 5, 4. Midpoint of that is going to be 3, 3. So I believe that's going to be 3, 3. And there's going to be 5, 2. And we've got, so I got 40 out of 40. I'm not going to try it again. But I'd be impressed if you can beat that. I think it's very likely that somebody can beat that because I didn't know what the questions were. You've now seen me do them. You know the sorts of questions. You can see that I got quicker as we went along. And also, I just tried it once. And also, I was talking through it as I was going. So for all those reasons, I think that somebody is likely to beat me. Let's see who can get the top score on that. Okay. And this is just the basics of coordinates. So it's hopefully going to be nice and straightforward for everyone. So have a go at beating me on Beat the Clock. And have a go at the homework attached to this. And if you've got any problems, just ask me in chat.